So, all right, I guess we're just watching. Wait, is the sound on fully? Is that loud enough?
Hello and welcome back to another Albion Online Dev Talk. In a previous video, we introduced the visual and level design improvements coming with the Lands Awakened update.
These things look
to
incredible.
Albion Online in late November. Today, I want to talk about how that better looking open world is being filled with better gameplay and more exciting opportunities.
So that's a new boss, is it not? I don't think we've ever seen that before. Usually the two axe guys are dudes. So that's a brand new boss, I'm guessing. Here I am watching a game dev breakdown for a game I don't play. It's worth it. Oh, what are we looking at on... Actually, hold up. What is this? Oh, no, that's a mace. I was like... I was almost like thinking... I wonder if one of them... I bet one of these guys is going to be using the hands, too.
Is being filled with better gameplay and more exciting opportunities. The main challenge when creating...
That guy was using the gloves.
...is offering valuable rewards without making those rewards static and predictable. Predictable rewards lead to stale gameplay, as the most powerful groups will tend to monopolize these rewards. Our goal with the open world rework is to create dynamic, unpredictable rewards which open opportunities for whoever is in the right place at the right time to try to compete over them.
That's good.
The first thing I want to talk about are the improvements
to
Openworld Mobs. Many of these have received a complete overhaul in terms of their visuals, their balancing, their abilities, and of course, their rewards. On top of that, we've developed a system to level up these mobs over time. Initially, low strength and low value recruits will spawn in each area. After a while, these will upgrade to regular or even champion level mobs, which are more powerful, but also carry significantly more rewarding loot.
Nice.
If left unkilled.
So all these things that we've been seeing in the Outlands, which we just walk by, hopefully they'll actually be worth killing now. And I'm assuming if no one's around, then it'll just be more rewarding to wander, which is good. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing as long as the rewards are good. As long as they're worth... I mean, they don't even have to be worth that much. They just have to be worth something. Right now, they're worth actually nothing. You'll kill one of these veteran mobs right now, and you'll get like a tier 4 soul and, 500 silver. It's like, thanks. So if the rewards are decent enough to farm them, as long as it's worth getting off your mountain and killing them, it's going to be really good. Because they need to give you something to do in between, looking for a spider or, spotting those little Avalon chests that roam around now, right?
For a long time, the entire area will fill with these champion mobs, making it massively rewarding to scout for highly...
Is that a new one? The little... Her? Is she new? I don't think we have a little veteran mage lady. I don't think we do. Usually it's just the big guy. Him, right? Yeah, this guy. Usually it's him that we see roaming around in the Morgana areas. I don't know. Maybe they're probably in a dungeon somewhere, but they might be brand new. I have no idea.
Making it massively rewarding to scout for highly upgraded areas for your open world PvE.
Because they look like the same mobs that are in the dungeons. Think it's the blue chest mob of the Morgana dungeons? Maybe, but in the open world. Yeah, a lot of them are recycled, which is fine. The PvE, for the most part, open world PvP in Albion is more about the players. Not getting killed by other players.
This system rewards world exploration and allows players to choose for themselves.
He looks interesting. That looks new, right? Maybe.
How many mobs in an area need to be upgraded?
No, he's in the keeper dungeons. Although he doesn't usually have the bright blue staff, I don't think.
It also encourages players to leave the immediate vicinity of cities and to spread out into the world. To help players find regions with highly upgraded mobs, we're expanding the world map with a new view mode which shows you the approximate current value of mobs in all of the world's regions.
Oh, wow.
We think all these improvements will make going...
They didn't show us what that looks like, I guess.
...out into the open world a really interesting and valuable activity for solo players. For group players, we've applied the same mob upgrading system to static open world dungeons.
Really?
This ensures exploring the remote corners of the dungeon to find upgraded mobs is worthwhile and pulls groups away from the more obvious areas of the dungeons. In addition, we've added multiple entrances leading to neighboring regions to all static dungeons. These entrances make dungeons interesting hotspots for player activity and ensures players can't simply camp one single entrance to control the entire dungeon.
That's to prevent scouts. That's a good step in the right direction. He's talking about like alt scouts. So because there's multiple entrances, does that mean multiple entrances from the outside? Rip red tree static? I mean, why? That doesn't hurt the red tree static. They don't really use scouts in there too often. Sometimes. But honestly, yeah, so are these leading outside? Or, yeah, they have to, right? If these are leading outside, this is huge. This is huge, huge. I really like that. That's big.
Regions to all static dungeons. These entrances make dungeons interesting hotspots for player activity and ensures players can't simply camp one single entrance to control the entire dungeon.
I'm distracted because this person's name is really close to Fort Sterling and this person's name is Ocelot. Anyways.
They can also be used as emergency exits should you wish to flee the dungeon when a more powerful group enters. Finally, they also ensure that players can come in from all sides when a dungeon rush event starts.
Wait.
These will start with only limited warning at randomized times and last for a short period. During the event, mobs and treasure chests in the dungeons will upgrade to higher levels more quickly, making it highly profitable to play the dungeon during the event time, but obviously also attracting other players to the dungeon as well. The reworked open world dungeons offer plenty of opportunities for different player types. PvE-minded players will prefer to explore deep into the dungeon while no event is running, but players who don't mind some PvP with their PvE will want to rush into the dungeon when they see an event starting.
So hold up. The event, is that only for that dungeon or is that worldwide? Like, does it all happen at once like the bandit event or is that like per dungeon? I guess you would see it when you're on the tile. It's per dungeon, I'm assuming. So when you're in the area with the dungeon, it'll say it. That's amazing, honestly. I think it's per dungeon. I really like these mechanics. This sounds really fun.
As you can see, open world PvE in the Lands Awakened update will be significantly more interesting and rewarding, hopefully drawing many more players into the open world and filling the world of Albion with life.
Thank you.
However, these improvements to mobs and dungeons are not the only changes coming. Another feature I want to talk about is the reworked treasure sites. Current treasure sites exist in fixed locations and only reveal new treasures at preset intervals. While this can lead to interesting encounters, more often than not, players don't dare to go there for fear of encountering a well-prepared group. Many players also feel that the rewards from treasure sites are outdated and need to be improved.
Mm-hmm.
To address these issues, we've completely changed how treasure sites work. Instead of a fixed location, treasure chests can now appear anywhere in the open world. And instead of everyone knowing well in advance when a treasure can be looted, the new treasures will only give a limited warning time before they become lootable. In addition, they will only be marked on the map for players in the same or a nearby region. How long they need to unlock and how far away they are visible depends on the size of the treasure. The goal with the different sizes is to offer different opportunities for various types of players and group sizes. These treasures will also spawn significantly more frequently than the existing treasure sites, so there should be plenty of action.
So I'm guessing the higher the tier, the longer the prep. So that bigger group, like it would, because if you have a bigger prep, a bigger group is going to show up. So I am assuming that a small chest would be like ready in 5 minutes or something.
Depends on the size of the treasure. The goal with the different sizes is to offer different opportunities for various types of players and group sizes. These treasures will also spawn significantly more frequently than the existing treasure sites, so there should be plenty of action. Finally, treasure chests now feature the well-known rarity randomization system, so you can look forward to looting rare and legendary treasure as well. In addition to lootable treasure chests, we've expanded the system to include resources as well. Every so often, a fully charged resource will appear within a region, which will be marked on the region map for all local players.
What?
The type and tier of the resource will depend on the region, but it will always be a valuable, often enchanted resource, which can be harvested by whoever reaches the spot first, if they're fast enough to gather it before the competition arrives. Finally, to support gatherers who prefer to stay as far away as possible from other players, we've also expanded the world map to include a new view mode which shows the approximate availability of resources. You can filter this view by tier and resource type to look for regions which may have a large amount of valuable resources available.
Wow.
As you can see, there really are a lot of new features and improvements coming to the open world of Albion Online, and we can't wait to see as many of you as possible roaming the world looking for valuable treasure and resources when the Lands Awakened update releases in November. There's still plenty more to talk about for that update. In the next videos, we'll talk about new music coming to Albion Online. We'll introduce major changes coming to the guild seasons, and talk about hideout HQs and new gameplay features like energy crystals and power cores. So subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming dev talks, and stay tuned.
Another useless thing, I disagree. Even something as something like music, not useless. Just consider how many games you think of where you have a positive feeling in your mind, partially because of the soundtrack, right? Final Fantasy games, I'd say Stardew Valley, games like that, where you think about it and you're like, man, I love the soundtrack. RimWorld, love the soundtrack, right? It, it makes the game better. Tetris. I mean, you're not wrong. That all looks amazing. MapleStory, I never played MapleStory, so I don't even know. Have you not played the new Tetris? Hades has an incredible soundtrack. Like, it would literally play into my decision making of, should I play Hades? You know, like, oh, the game is good. You'd also, I think, partially subconsciously would say, oh, yeah, the soundtrack's amazing, right? I think of those things. Big Alliance is gonna camp this dungeon stuff. I mean, that's fine. Oh, it's fine if Big Alliances camp the dungeon stuff. That's cool. Think about it. I go to the Red Tree Static all the time to kill Arch, right? Doesn't matter how big the alliance is, especially in dungeon groups. Being able to dive a large dungeon group is incredibly fun. There's nothing at the end of here, is there? Super Hexagon. Yup. I love the music from that. Okay, that all looks actually incredible. I cannot wait for this update. This update's actually probably one of the biggest ones I've seen in a long time. Like, this changes a lot. As long as the rewards are decent and it's paced correctly out in the open world, this is going to be incredible. So the biggest problem right now, if you're roaming the Outlands, is not finding stuff to do. So if this stuff is going to be filling the world with stuff to do and correctly pulling people to hotspots, this is going to be really, really good. I'm very excited for this. We'll make more places like R3. I don't even know if that... I just hope the whole world will have a general feeling of like, I might find people in this dungeon. I might find people in this area kind of deal. Because when you're roaming around with your buddies, a lot of times you're going to be like, let's equip up for PvP. We'll do some PvE and hopefully we'll find somebody, right? I think this will be really good. Oh, it's really, really good.